Right from the very beginning of our company, we've been absolutely focused on efficiency, reducing food waste, and optimizing the manufacturing operations of all of our customers.
Tetra Pak's brand promise is to protect what's good. From a sustainability perspective, we look at three pillars: protecting people, protecting food, and protecting futures.
The biggest challenge driving recycling is that the chain is never stronger than its weakest link. It's not enough to just collect materials if you don't have somewhere that they're going to get recycled.
Diversity and inclusion really is a business necessity for Tetra Pak. We have a wide range of customers and we need a wide range of people to be able to come up with the solutions that satisfy these customer needs. We can't afford to overlook talent because it comes in a slightly different shape.
Tetra Pak was founded here in Lund in the early 1950s. Our founder, Dr. Ruben Rausing, he had something in his mind, that a package should save more than it costs. Today, Tetra Pak is the global leader in processing and packaging services and equipment for the broad food and beverage industry. Protecting people is about securing that consumers have healthy products at their table, that our collaborators, the people working for Tetra Pak, are able to deliver on that promise, and collaborating as well with the neighborhoods and the communities where we operate.
Human rights are anchored in our Global Code of Business Conduct. We specifically mention that we respect human rights. We don't discriminate, but we hire, employ and promote based solely on merits. We don't tolerate harassment. We don't tolerate forced or compulsory labor. We respect people's right to organize and to bargain.
Protecting food is our promise to always deliver safe food. And for instance, Tetra Pak helps providing food to school children all over the world. About 73 million children receive food in Tetra Pak packages on an annual basis.
Distributing food products in countries with warmer climates, perhaps with poor sanitation, with bad distribution systems, has always been a big challenge. And one of the major advantages with the Tetra Pak system is that we can protect the product so that it reaches the consumer in perfect condition, even over time. And the way that we do this is with two main elements. The first is that the product itself, milk or juice, is heat treated very, very briefly with no additional chemicals. But what the heat treatment does is that it kills the bacteria which is naturally present in the food. The other very important contribution from our system is that the packaging material itself represents a perfect protective barrier between the outside world and the product that's inside. So consumers in hot climate can get access to nutritional products, and in this way we also reduce food waste because the food doesn't spoil.
Protecting futures is all about our promise to use resources efficiently, to use them in a way that they are properly managed, that we use renewable energy, that we reduce our carbon footprint, and we work with recycling at end of life.
Circular economy means to maximize the use of resources and materials and to avoid creating waste. Basically, you want to keep materials in as many loops as possible through recycling to make different products of it in each loop. It's not enough to be circular, meaning that it's not enough to have materials in a circle. Those materials need also to be the right type of materials, a low carbon and resource efficient solution. Tetra Pak packages are made mainly from paperboard, which is a renewable material. We are also using bio-based plastics, which means instead of plastics coming from oil, we use a renewable source like sugarcane. And our ambition long term is that all our packaging will be made from only renewable materials.
On SDG 13, we have a goal for 2020 that we set back in 2010, which is that we would cap our total carbon emissions at the levels we were back then, despite our growth. And over 7 years, we are about to remove one entire year, if you will, of emissions because of the several saving programs we have had. Be more efficient with the renewable energy we buy, work with suppliers, to secure that they would be using less energy for the products we need. And most importantly, design the equipment we sell to our customers in a way that by being more efficient, they would use less electricity at our customer sites.
One of the most important things we've realised in the last few years is that our industrial processes were using a certain quantity of water. And in some regions, this is absolutely not sustainable because water is a very valuable commodity. So we have developed dry lubrication systems. We have water recycling units to filter and reuse the same water so that we reduce drastically our consumption.
One thing we have been doing is to report into CDP. CDP is a disclosure platform where companies can talk about what they're doing in regards to forestry and deforestation, in regards to water, and in regards to climate. And Tetra Pak is among the only 6 companies that is A-listed for forest and deforestation, and among the 2% of all reporting companies that has an A-list for climate.
One thing that is very important is the adaptation to local conditions. Waste management infrastructure look very different in different parts of the world, and we will have to adapt the solutions to fit those conditions.
We have a program to install solar panels on the roofs of our factories so that we can produce some of the electricity we need. But that's not going to be enough. We have to buy from outside sources as well. So our contribution to clean and affordable energy is to support the programs and the suppliers that would not find a business case to produce renewable electricity unless they would be able to get some additional funding. And that happens via IRECs, or International Renewable Energy Certificates.
It's really important to us to make sure that everybody is engaged in driving diversity and inclusion. First of all, in defining what it is that we do, we work with a diversity and inclusion panel. That's a group of people from around the globe representing different countries, different functions, different jobs, who make recommendations on what it is that we should be driving. And finally, we have HR country committees. Those are there to make sure that we also take care of those aspects of diversity and inclusion that may be very specific to a particular country. Things that we are driving include having access to flexible working arrangements for everybody. We have mentoring and developmental activities. We have a future talent program where we commit to hiring 200 graduates around the world into their first job every year. While we're doing that, we're really trying to make full use of the diversity of talent that is out there, be it different nationalities, but also in terms of gender. If we've got 35% female engineers out there, we want to have 35% female engineers in our organization.